Good morning. I love that the social connection just bubbles over. Let it keep bubbling. So on the theme of deep listening, there's a song I learned some years ago that the words are, to listen is to lean in softly, lean in soft with your heart, with the willingness to be changed by what you hear. And it's only later that I learned that that was a quote from Mark Nepo, so I've selected part from that Mark Nepo reading. It's from a chapter called Listening to the Voice Inside, Mark Nepo, from the book The Exquisite Risk, Daring to Live an Authentic Life. If I dare to hear you, I will feel you like the sun and grow in your direction. I remember the first time I was forced to listen, not by adults or teachers, but by running as a boy in the playground so fast that I fell and scraped my knee. After the cut reduced to a throb, I couldn't get up. It was then that I saw my blood sprinkled in the dirt. It was then I first realized that this great thing we ran on was the earth. I had never paid attention to it. I was just a boy. I put my ear to the ground and listened. I don't know what I thought I would hear, but it was summer and the ground was warm. So I thought I heard warmth. I told my teacher, but she said, "You can't hear warmth." Yet some 45 years later, I think you can. Whenever you put your ear to the earth or to your own heart, the deeper instruments play, swelling our sense of things. When lost, we simply have to remember to put our ear to the earth or to our heart, and we will hear a warmth that guides. In this small childhood experience of listening, I discovered a spiritual law, that we are both forced and drawn by everything larger than us to hear what is essential. Repeatedly, we're given chance after chance to stop and listen to all that's fundamental. When we listen deeply, we're strengthened to feel that everything around us lives within us, and that everything within us lives as part of the world. When we experience both the circumference and the center of the circle of life at once, we are then in the larger self, the universal self. The falling down and emptying ourselves of noise so that we can hear the sacred pulse of things is at the heart of all the meditation practices invoked throughout the ages. Sooner or later, if we want to feel what it is to be alive in a universe that is alive, we have to empty ourselves, open our hearts, and listen. This emptying and opening and listening is the practice that allows us to hear that voice that resides in each of us. But how do we listen? It is so simple and so hard, so obvious to begin and so elusive to maintain. In this lies the vitality of deep listening, to keep beginning over and over, to keep emptying and opening, and simply to keep listening. For to listen is to continually give up all expectation and to give our attention completely and freshly to what is before us, not really knowing what we will hear or what that will mean. In the practice of our days, to listen is to lean in softly with a willingness to be changed by what we hear.